So it's a new day, it's a new dawn, and I'm feeling good. No, but seriously, I don't know. Watched part three of the Janet documentary. I don't got too much to say about it. What I will say is, like, today is the last day of January, as we know it or whatever. And it's somebody's birthday who I have interacted with. I didn't necessarily, like I said, I don't hang with people. Like, it takes, I don't want to say it takes much to hang with me, but it takes something for you to be able to hang with me and be a close in person on a regular basis, say. Um, but yeah, I woke up from this dream. Oh, just to touch on that more. Yeah, a lot of these people, so-called peers and even older generations, they know of each other, they interact with each other, just like they do more than interact. They sit around each other and just, I'm trying not to say low lives, but like just do nothing, just want to be in each other's business all day and don't want to really be productive about nothing else. They want to see what the next person got in their household, they call, what I'm saying, stuff like that. They don't really want to truly achieve anything for themselves. Um, um, but yeah, but anyways, I'm trying to think what I want to say next. Yeah, and I have interacted with people, and I barely did that. Like I don't do all that. I'm not finna do like no. And that's the older generations and my so-called peer group. But woke up from a dream where seemed like I was laying down with the boys' dad to see. I mean the boys' dad. I mean yeah, I was gonna say they usually say the boys' dad brother, but the boys' so-called deceased uncle. I mean he is deceased, but as far as being an uncle to my kids when they was, when he was alive. Oh, they still alive, baby. But yeah, when he was alive, no. And he tried some crazy stuff. But that wasn't the time of this dream. This dream was different. I barely remember it. And since again we talk about people vividly remembering their dreams and stuff like that, that's kind of been a recurring theme because dude there woke Tamar to remember her dreams. And I was like, what in the world? Because I feel like there's keys to life there. I'm like, wait, what? But anyway, so that's why I either try to get up and just talk about it right then and there before I forget it, or of course write it down. But now I'm in the days where like I'm gonna just go ahead and talk about it more than likely rather than write it down sometimes. Um, and so of course it's Monday, and I was gonna let my kids. Well, I did wake up from the dream, but I was like, let me let my kids just sleep until they get up so it can continue to be peaceful and quiet. Not that they make a lot of ruckus anyway, but you hear the normal movement and commotion and stuff in the morning for getting ready and getting up and getting your schoolwork and stuff done. But anyway, so I had a dream. I was laying either beside or with uh, the boy's dad's brother, deceased brother. Um, and I was talking and speaking about their dad. I think was his brother. I was talking about his brother to him. The dream I was saying he was some type of bozo clown type dude or coward or something like that. I don't know. And it seemed like I was talking to him as if he was like the stronger one, the one who, he wasn't the weaker brother or whatever the case may be. And I don't know. All I know is I don't like having dreams about people who are deceased. That for one, I didn't even deal with you in real life, but for two, I wasn't connected, but I had that interaction with him, and especially again after he did, not after, but he did things. He did little sideways stuff, and he did try to come from my young. Okay, so basically, the boy's dad's mom tried to come from my older son, and then in subtle ways, she tried to come from my younger son, and then the boy's deceased brother, and again, both of these people are now deceased, tried to come for my younger son in a certain type of way, and I'm just like, wait, what? And that's why I say, for the longest, feel like the Twilight Zone and this, that, and third. I don't feel that Twilight Zone ish type thing. I don't want to say it's because now I just didn't, got used to it. Because I don't really feel like I could ever get used to something like that. But, and I guess it would be almost like saying that I got used to him calling me a B all the time, just call my name, whatever, whatever. But I never did. I never received that well. I never accepted that or nothing. I just try not to get so deeply offended because it's like it's a word that's coming out his mouth, and I can either choose to be that, walking that, or whatever, or not. And I was never called that, you know, multiple times, several times a day by nobody else. So I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right. So I don't know, but I also couldn't pinpoint the certain the B the BITCH spirit with him as well. Like, I mean, I wasn't really trying to, but I couldn't necessarily pinpoint it and couldn't understand why that's coming out his mouth. Though I'm saying that to say that usually people just project on you. And I ain't saying I never been called one before prior to him, but I just like that on a regular basis. Like again, like that was supposed to be my name. I was like, nah. So anyway, had dude in the dream, whatever, and I don't know if even the boys' dad was in there. I don't know. Go in there and do it. Um, yeah, the boys' dad. Um, don't know if the boys' dad was in there, but some other male was in there, I think. And I was like either laying between them or I was laying to the one that was definitely laying closer to him. Felt like he was stronger and was confiding in him and stuff like that. That no, he ain't he ain't he ain't doing right. My hair was down and longer, like when it was permed, and like I said, a little longer, stuff like that. So to me, this is if I had to guess a time frame, it was back in the day, um, when I was wearing my hair like that, which was early, of course, like 2010, 11, 12, them early years. After that, I stopped wearing my hair like that. I went with my natural stuff, tried to get my perm and stuff out. But, and then there was somebody else referenced in the dream. There was this boy who helped his sister to bully me and stuff like that when we was younger. I don't know why he was referenced in my dream. I'm like, that's the Twilight Zone part. Cause you be feeling like, damn, even if I'm not interacting with these people in real life, it do feel like I can't get away from them in my dream life. Like, why are y'all coming up in my dreams? I'm not literally asking, but I'm just like, because I'm not asking them definitely, but God can reveal to me the reasons or whatever. And what else? Something else. It seemed like I was getting something off of a dresser, and the dresser reminds me of when I used to live in the so-called parents' house, and they had this dresser and stuff in the room that matched the beds and all that or whatever. And it was just, it was just a very spacious room. And it was just a dresser in there, TV on the dresser, um, and what else? And then the two beds and stuff. They had like drawers you could pull out and stuff like that. But yeah, and I was getting something off there, and I was looking in the mirror, and that's how I see my hair. I think I had on a white T-shirt with no bottoms on, and what else? What else? What else? And I can't remember all my conversation or anything. But I was talking to him. He was talking to me. I think in one part of the dream, he was referencing that I smelled good. I didn't smell bad, and stuff like that. But I feel a type of way when I have a dream again about somebody that's deceased. And I didn't really interact with them when they was alive, and I did, I kind of, in passing or whatever I did, but and then my mind get to thinking back to all the stuff associated with that, like why did my boy's dad I mean, allegedly call his, I guess would be his girlfriend, or I think they said he was engaged to, or whatever, but his I guess fiance or whatever, whenever that um whenever that jail time stuff came or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. Again, that just made me feel like you've been talking about me behind the scenes anyway, and y'all not speaking up. One thing about it, God knows all the conversations that's been had. I've had conversations or tried to converse with my boy's dad regarding just everything. I just like, hey, I'm so confused. I am not gonna sit here in front and act like I thought he was a trustworthy person. But I just thought the things that I was telling him, there's no way that it can get misconstrued. Um, there's no way that it has, what I'm saying, much of anything to do with, like, no traces to me or anything like that when it comes to the drama part of it. And so, to me, it's like either he'll twist it and make it seem or whatever, and then just the fact that he talked openly about shaking the dude's hand who killed his brother and stuff like that. It's like you making a deal with, and you want to say making a deal with the devil, but whatever the case was, I don't know why the boy's life was, the dude's life was open to something like that happening. But one thing from what I was told, my daughter was telling me that the so-called, stepdaughter of dude, she was telling her that, and that's where it gets like messy and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, I don't even involve my child in nothing like that. Um, but as she was telling her that what happened on the day that he got killed and stuff like that. And I don't know. I can't pinpoint it and say that it was I know it was a setup, but I just don't know who all was involved. That's the thing. I do know it was a setup. I do believe it was a setup, of course, but you just don't. I can't. If she had something to do with it, I don't know. One thing I can say is, honey, she was a female involved with a male that was still out here cheating and doing all types of other stuff. Or trying, if he's trying to, cause definitely dude came at me, and yeah, I got receipts. I keep receipts on deck or whatever, but came at me, and what I'm saying, I never told her or talked to her about that or anything like that, especially after he was dead and gone. But I did tell him when he was alive. He was like, "Ain't you with such and such?" And he claimed he was with everybody. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means you for the streets or whatever. I don't know, but I don't do disloyal people. And again, when he was alive, it was certain stuff that it was like it seemed like he was angry about something or whatever, some things or whatever, and you know, I tried to make look again. I tried to make peace with the dude even after he did some crazy stuff regarding my son, and I'm like, okay, I feel like I get it because we're young people, we're gonna make mistakes with that, right? And especially on well, oftentimes on behalf of the so-called family, the so-called bloodline, and stuff like that. And I'm like, don't do that. And to me, it's like, don't give, looking back, it's like, don't give yourself over to that for them relatives who that's what they want you to do. And I really feel like I don't think that part is fair. That younger people be so influenced to give their life over for older people and basically want to sacrifice and stuff. Because a lot of times we'll acknowledge, oh, just people paved the way, they sacrificed for us, this, that, and the third. Okay, but they were supposed to put in the effort to do that. They were supposed to, take care of their young and stuff like that. And especially to me, as best as you can, because to me, you can't always do it the way, of course, society wants you to. But you love your young, the younger generation, stuff like that. Then you do the best you can. But I don't know, man. They act like they put people up on the pedestal. Now I'm shifting to the boys' so-called paternal side, his relatives or whatever. They act like they put people up on the pedestal and act like they care about them. And even with the boys' dad, when he so-called became a truck driver, they started trying to give him these uh like commending him and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here like, but y'all try to sabotage everything else. But y'all want him to go after, of course, go after some money, so-called money, and y'all want him to appear to do something that y'all feel is successful or whatever. And then y'all want to, of course, disregard the ones that was definitely shooting with him in the gym. At least, like I said, coaching and refereeing. Ain't nobody. I ain't getting on no, I'm saying, that floor as that kind of teammate. But so that's the part. I don't even know how I came back around to that right there, but that probably is key. How them relatives operate, and her niggas subtle to me. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't want no dealings with none of them. I don't, my kids. I'm trying to train my son and let him know what it is, the truth of the matter, and stuff like that before he ever get around them, if ever. Thank God that he, what I'm saying, they don't bother with him now. They don't even speak to him. They don't speak to neither one of my kids. Of course, they don't say nothing. Whereas they used to act like, and I understand things change, but my kids never done anything to them. They just, of course, know who their mom is. And, before it reminds me of that scene in Class Act where kid was acting like he was Blade Brown or whatever. But at first, they was punking him and all this or whatever. They was punking him. He wasn't really Blade Brown, but they was punking him in there about his girl and stuff like that. And then once they dropped the name, that's when the guys got intimidated. It's like, oh no, we don't want to smoke. That's what it feels like now. I ain't no damn Blade Brown, but I wasn't no wuss when it came to certain stuff. Just me, period. I'm protective of myself. I'm definitely protective of my kids, and it's just that. But of course, when the numbers start to go up, when there's so many people that trying to come against you, that at least appears intimidating and stuff like that. So, mm but that's the dream I had this morning. I'm trying to think that I have something else in the dream. It felt like I did, seemed like I did. It was a dream from the other day when it's supposed to be my so-called cousin, um, female cousin or whatever. I don't claim these people like that. I think she pulled up in not a pickup truck, but like an avalanche type truck. Pulled up. I don't know. I think she might have gotten into the house or came in the house or something like that. And I don't know what all was said or done or whatever, but yeah, I'm trying to keep up with it. And that's my fault because if I don't write it down, like as soon as I wake up, as soon as I remember it, then it does start to disappear or whatever. But the funniest thing is I can remember it vividly, like later on after. I might can't remember it short term, but especially if I write it down, I can still remember, of course, what I wrote down and stuff like that. But I don't know, just to start on Monday like this and to start this day, on this specific day right here, it's like, again, I'm purposing people whose birthdays that I knew of and know of, besides my kids, of course. Um, I'm not trying to acknowledge they birthdays and stuff like that. They definitely ain't acknowledging mine, but I'm not doing all that. But God blessed me with such a good memory that I just feel like, okay, and certain stuff that I pay attention to, certain detail that I pay attention to. But yeah, I don't know what it was. I had a dream before where the boy's dad was sitting across from his brother. His brother was already dead, but of course in the dream he seemed like he was alive. And he was sitting across from him. I don't know, what I'm saying? I had these dreams before. I had other dreams with with their so-called deceased uncle, and I'm just like, ugh. what is this? What is this? What is going on for real? Because I mean, and I feel like I could have been cool with the dude, whatever. And I feel like I actually tried to, but I just, sometimes it's just not meant. And in my case, oftentimes it's not meant for me to really be cool with none of y'all. And I don't even understand why. I understand set apart, for the most part, or some part. Like, when we say set apart, honey, I've been set apart. Like, people definitely don't like me. I don't be caring. And, um, I mean, and that's so noticeable. It's obvious. Like, dang, it looks like, oh, she just by herself. And I know I have God with me, but it's like, oh, yeah, don't nobody mess with her. Don't nobody. And I like it like that. Don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Don't mess over me. Y'all can mess with each other, but I don't do that. You want to have something substantial, something of substance to offer and bring to my life? Absolutely. You're not messing over. I'm not here to be messed over. Like, I mean, people have tried to do that, and some would say some accomplished or whatever. But yeah, but I'm gonna tell you again, I don't want to interact with these people that I've already interacted with, dead or alive. If it ain't my daughter, my children, and if God don't give me peace about whomever it may be, even if it is my own daughter and stuff like that, then. But this has been wild. And yeah, it's been said that when I did the little jail time, that the boys' dad called the you know his brother's his deceased brother's girlfriend or whatever you could call her or whatever, to tell her. That's, what do that got to do with her? Even if I am, what? And so that's the stuff that I don't get. Like, and to me, it's almost like he trying to connect everybody to something. And this is the thing. Before his brother died, like that same year, I was telling him, you need to pray for your brother. And that's because I got a message from my so-called dad, his living or whatever she was to him or whatever, because me and her was talking and stuff. And she was like, I had a vision. She was like, I seen people setting somebody up with some dreads and this, that, and the third. And that was just you know what I'm saying? That's all I did was deliver a message. I did another thing as far as, I was like, I got to tell my daughters, I guess I didn't have to, but I wanted to tell my daughter's dad something that went on previously regarding him. And granted, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the best type of thing. And it was from years before. And, but the thing about it was I had already linked up with his brother, with, the one that I got the children by now, not to be confusing. I had already linked up with him, and I guess he was trying to interact with me as well. Not even, I guess. I know he was. Well, I guess because I was around him and he did not. His actions didn't say that. His words always said that, like in my inbox and stuff like that. But I got around him one time, and whether it's just that he intended on trying to, and he just something just scared him away or whatever, which is a great thing. I'm fine. Again, that's why I say don't mess with me. Like if you don't have good intentions, then you need to leave me alone. But yeah, a little slight interaction, and I told my boys' dad about it. And I asked him, I said, well, did your brother tell you about it? And it was, years had passed. And he said basically till that day, he still didn't tell him. Now, granted, my boy's dad can be a liar, but yeah, he said he didn't tell him. And so I just feel like, for you to sit around your brother for that long and you don't want to tell him that we even came into contact with each other, not, but we had that little passing type thing. I just didn't get that. If it was something like that amongst me and my so-called siblings, I don't know. I feel like I would tell them, like, this is what happened. You can take it how you want to. This, that, and the third. But I told my boys this, and he was like, he was just like, my baby. And I'm like, I mean, am I your baby, so-called baby, because I told you the truth, or what? And I guess that was me. I should have asked the questions, but I didn't. The right questions or whatever. But anyway, I told him, and then he asked me again when I when there was some stuff going on, and I told him again what I remembered. Because like at this time, it had been like, sheesh, 5 or 6 years since that had happened or whatever. And then of course I had other dreams when the man was still alive, and yeah. Anyway, all this for a dream, and it's like, man. And now I'm not Martin Luther King. Born in the same month, but I'm not Martin Luther King, baby. And not just because I have dreams and stuff like that. But he said he has a dream. I have dreams, but no. Um, I just don't know. I just continue to pray that things are continuously sorted out, and the truth of the matter is definitely revealed. People who out here shaking people's hands and then their brother is dead. I don't know. Then my son had a dream regarding his dad. I think killing his own brother or something like that. I can't remember how. He told me about it, but I can't remember exactly how. And I was telling my son, well, that seems about accurate. He seemed like the type that will take part in the setup. But my thing was, I felt like if that was the case, I did feel like he had some valid reasons or whatever. Sometimes you could call it that Cain and Abel type thing, but I feel like he had some valid reasons because I just feel like his brother did have bad intentions. When he was alive, he would often get bad intentions. I think he was portrayed as this good dude or whatever. And I'm not saying he didn't have good stuff about him, but he had bad intentions. And I just believe that God looks at the heart of the matter or whatever. But I can say too that their dad be having or has had bad intentions. I don't know if he have them now, which I think he do still. But so and they both came from at least the same daddy. They didn't come from the same mama, but they came from the same daddy. And then again, even that, all of them interacted with each other. I seen the deceased son's mom on posting on the boys' dad page when his mom died. It was after her son died, and I was just like, y'all don't got nothing better to do than sit and watch each other's Facebook pages and wait till somebody die and this. I was just like, Lord have mercy. And this is my thing. She was the wife to she was the wife, and basically boy's dad mom was the baby mama. So she was the ex-wife because he made it clear that he got divorced and he felt handcuffed and he ended up going off being with I'm talking about their dad now, the so-called pawpaw. He divorced the deceased boy's mom, and he went off and went with the boys' dad's so-called leftovers, and she was young, she was our age or whatever, and had kids with her. So I'm just like, and that's a whole nother ball game where they share vaginas and penises and stuff like that, and have sex with each other together, orgy type stuff, and just whatever. And then the family and stuff claims, oh yeah, we know that happened or whatever. And I'm like, what? Y'all not y'all not trying to correct people's behavior? Y'all know this happening. And of course, that's what led me to think and believe that something ain't right with this bloodline or whatever. And well, kind of like kind of like what's her name confirmed it. Well, then she was like, they still crazy or whatever. And it was like, well, how crazy do they get? But I wasn't invested like that. I seen and noticed stuff and observed, but I wasn't invested like that. Like I didn't give a damn. So just don't bring y'all crazy over here. Mm-mm. Of course, they tried to. You gotta receive that stuff. You gotta be open for that, and you gotta be down for that. There's moments where I felt like I ain't never feel like I want to be down with the team, but I just felt like I want to know what's going on. I want to know what certain stuff is about. But honey, God kept me out of it. My attitude alone would be like, I'm not gonna get down with that. I don't do that with you. I don't think that's right that relatives laying all up on each other or they sharing the same. Yeah, sharing. Absolutely not. Like I said, I thought about entertainment and stuff because I just thought, of course, my boys is dad. I considered him handsome, so of course I'm looking at the dad like he handsome. But I was looking at the dad. Honestly, I was looking at the daddy first, and then but I interacted with, the son. And I'm glad that I didn't interact with the dad because I see what kind of messiness he is, like beyond messy. And it was just little. And I mean, imagine if I would have got linked up with him like that, had kids with him, and his so-called sister living across the street, and just oh my goodness, um, that stuff would have been a mess. Or just even imagine if I had gave into and interacted with the now deceased brother and stuff like this. Shit, that probably would have been better off, but I didn't do that because he was involved with a female, and I'm not a homewrecker. I don't. I don't want nobody who got a girlfriend, and then I damn sure don't want nobody. If I already been with your brother, I don't want to be with you like that. Like that's some. Hey, if it was the end of the world and we must repopulate like this, but I don't even. I would still only want to be with one when it comes to brothers. You just don't want to cause that kind of division and stuff. You don't want to be the cause of that. And I wasn't even when I told him, we in past. Now I wasn't the cause. Because if I'm being honest, and your brother being a liar, then that don't have nothing to do with me. That's y'all competitive stuff. So see, they had a bunch of that competitive stuff and just a bunch of sickening stuff. But I didn't mean to make this video this long at all. I made my other channel where it's me and I just put I didn't make them public, but I put my videos and stuff on there just so I'll have somewhere. And yeah, that's that.